Hi all, thank you for checking out this pick a card reading. In this reading we will be answering both of those questions that you see in the title. Will you be together for New Year's Eve, and will you be together in a new year? I do thank you all for liking and subscribing if you haven't. If you do, welcome lunatics. Now what I am doing now is going ahead and laying out the 4 different piles that you will have to choose from, the 4 different readings you'll have to choose from. And what I plan to do here is show you one of the cards from each pile so that you can pick your pile based on that card. However, if you'd rather not wait, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description of the video where you can choose based on the numbers. And that is honestly what I normally do, to be honest, in these pick a card readings. But I just thought it would be neat to choose based on one of the cards in the reading this time. So if you would like to wait, I'll be showing you the card from the Illusionist tarot deck. Once we make it there, that's one of the decks we're using. We're also using the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. We're using the Deviant Moon tarot, the Radiant Rider-Waite, and I think that's all 5 of them. There will be descriptions of those decks, the illustrators, the authors, in the description of the video if you are interested. Now in this reading you may be thinking of someone in particular, perhaps a lover, a love interest, since this is a holiday for lovers that we are talking about, right? But you also may be thinking of a group of people that you hope to be with on New Year's Eve and in the new year. You may also be thinking of, a particular family member or friend who you're hoping to get together with. And of course, you can choose more than one pile if you're thinking of more than one person that you would like to know about for the new year. Okay. Pile 1 is the Illusionist, and I will show you that card in just 1 second. Pile 2 is 3 of Scrolls. Pile 3 is the Companion, and pile 4 is Merlin. Now the Illusionist deck is a little bit different, so the Illusionist is actually the Knight of Stones. This is pile 1. So that's the Knight of Pentacles in other decks, the Knight of Coins. It's the Knight of Earth. That's the Illusionist, if you'd like pile 1. Pile 2 is the 3 of Scrolls. This is the 3 of Swords in other decks, the 3 of Air. Pile 3 is the Companion in the Illusionist Tarot, or the Knight of Spirals, as you can see down there. This is the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Rods, the Knight of Fire. Oh, this is the King. The King of Spirals, the King of Wands, the King of Wands, Rods, or Fire. That's pile 3. And then the 4th pile is Merlin in the Illusionist Tarot. It is number 0 though, which would normally be the Fool in a more traditional tarot deck. You can see he's noted as the hero. That is pile 4. Okay, so if we've chosen our piles, we'll go ahead and move forward with the first reading. We've got the Magician in this reading as well. The World, the Ace of Crystals, or Earth, Stones, Coins, Pentacles. And as your advice card here, you've got the 11 of Fire from the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck, masculine and feminine energy. Okay, so right off the bat, it looks like, yes, you will be together for New Year's Eve, But no, it doesn't look like you will be together in the coming year, in 2019. But we will dig a little bit deeper, because the Ace of Crystals also, which is what I'm taking as the no, since it's reversed on will we be together in 2019, it's also a reversal of fortune. So if you haven't been with this person, if you've had an unlucky streak of not being with this person, then it may be that your fortune is reversed in that way in the coming year. But that's just for those who specifically, haven't been with this person because of unlucky circumstances or unlucky chances. So what you chose was yourself. You are actually the Illusionist, or the Knight of Stones, Pentacles, Coins, Earth here. Giving me the impression that you're trying to move into this interaction with this person in a slow and steady manner. The Knight of Pentacles also says to me that you would be very loyal and dependable towards this person. They give you a sense of purpose as you move toward them and hope to spend more time with them. You're probably pretty stubborn about your connection with this person, and pay a lot of attention to the details concerning this relationship or your interactions with this person, or again, these people. You may be thinking about a group of people. Then this card is representing them, the Magician. This is someone that you see as having all the tools that they need to manifest whatever it is that they want. And they probably do a lot of conscious manifestation. It may very well be an Aries that you're thinking about, since it's the Magician. And the Magician also, in addition to possessing a lot of power, he's very active with that power. And he uses his genius a lot, right, to manifest what it is that he needs. This is the way I think that you're viewing this person. I also think it gives me the impression that you two probably complement each other pretty well. One of you's slower, steadier, slow moving, slow to progress, whereas this Magician may be more calling the shots here. This other person can make things happen very quickly, is a very active, much faster energy. But again, that can be a great compliment. I do get the impression here that you're sort of leaving the power in their hands to make this connection happen, to make New Year's Eve plans happen, maybe to make the new year happen. So it looks like you're going to have quite a celebration with this person, actually, with the World card here. And that's the other reason that I say that the power is mostly in their hands, because this card is someone who has all the tools to manifest whatever it is that they want. And then the World card to me is someone who has decided exactly what it is that they want, and they are manifesting whatever they want, not just recognizing that they have the tools to, but they actually are. And that's the energy of New Year's Eve for you too. So it's sort of like this person has decided that they want to make something happen with you, and those plans do come to pass on New Year's Eve. And it looks like, again, a hell of a celebration with the World card upright. I feel like you and whomever you're with at that celebration feel like it is complete, right? You feel like it's a complete picture, like you got what you wanted. You're both feeling content about it. Feeling accomplished, and probably both of you are feeling feeling very accomplished about what you've worked on in 2018. The Knight of Pentacles has, the Knight of Stones here, has worked on what it is that you wanted to achieve this past year, in a slow and steady manner, like the Knight of Pentacles would. Such as in his nature, right? And they probably, if they haven't actually manifested whatever they want, they've certainly recognized that they have all the tools to do so, right? And perhaps they have, and they did so in a quicker manner. I also noticed that we have, an illusionist and a magician here. Again, giving me the impression that you two are a good pair, a good complement to each other. Nonetheless, my first impression was that all the same, you will not probably be together in 2019. Now, I'm going to say again, though, the exception to this rule. That's the case unless these two people have had an unlucky streak of not being together or not being with the right person throughout 2018, in which case this could very well be representing a reversal of fortune where that turns around for you two. But if that's not your situation, then it's likely that you two will be separate for a lot of 2019 for some reason. Maybe you're moving to different places, maybe because you both are celebrating the work you've accomplished in 2018, maybe that work takes you to different locations, right? Now, regardless, we have the masculine and feminine energy here, or the 11 of fire, showing up as the advice to the situation. And I get the feeling that for most of you that what we're talking about is a masculine and feminine dynamic here. It's not necessarily a romantic partnership. It doesn't have to be, but I do get that feeling that we're looking at a masculine and a feminine, two masculine and feminine counterparts. So for a lot of you, the case may be that you've had trouble getting together throughout 2018, and then your fortune is reversed in 2019. But we will read straight from the Dreams of Gaia tarot book, just a little bit, not the whole description, to get an idea of what the guidebook feels like the 11 of fire is about, and offer us some words of wisdom, a piece of advice concerning this connection, this get together, this coming together, if that's what we're hoping for. This is advising you to put aside gender stereotypes, to recognize that the masculine energy serves to protect while the feminine energy serves to nurture. To recognize whether or not there is an imbalance present in this relationship, in this interaction. This card is not about having equal parts of both masculine and feminine, but really about having a harmonious blending that is suited to your lifestyle, or rather your partnership perhaps, and your personal goals and needs. Neither side of this card is intrinsically good or bad, but if an imbalance is present, it can be evident in our actions and give rise to destructive behavior. It asks us to remember that when it comes to masculine and feminine energy, we do both, or we do all have both. Now, here are some questions that this card asks. Are you being overly analytical instead of heeding your intuition? Are you allowing impatience to get the better of you when your situation calls for calm and compromise? Are you choosing a path of inaction when you need to embrace one of action in order to manifest the changes you need? Do you need to step up and be a little bit more assertive or proactive? Does something or someone need your protection? Are you not nurturing yourself or others enough? Pause for a moment, evaluate, and bring your masculine and feminine energies back into a harmonious alignment with your life and your needs. So those may be questions for you to ask about your own energy that you're bringing to this interaction and to this get together, this other person, this relationship. But it may be questions for the two of you to answer together within your partnership, if that's the way that you're looking at the reading. And it can be for many that the message here is that the path that you're on now, the course that you're headed on now, you probably won't be together for much of 2019. But those questions that we were talking about, and looking at that imbalance of masculine and feminine energy, either within you or within the relationship itself, could course correct if what you're actually hoping for is to stay with this person or be with this person in 2019. It may be an imbalance of masculine and feminine energy that needs to be looked at and worked out. And again, there's questions that the guidebook asked us to answer that could change the path you're on, change where you're headed, change the outcome of whether or not you'll be together in 2019. So that was reading number 1. And we'll move on to 2. The 3 of Scrolls. With this fox's tear here reminding us of the pain that we normally see in the 3 of Swords or the 3 of Air. I imagine not many picked this particular pile, but maybe that's how you're feeling towards someone, so we will go through it nonetheless. Yeah, it looks like you're experiencing some heartbreak from someone right now, and separation. Maybe you've just had a fight, but you are feeling heartbroken about this person, this interaction, and maybe whether or not ultimately you get to see them on New Year's. I'm getting the indication that that you two are split up at the moment. You're not together. You've had a falling out of sorts, a breakup, perhaps if it was a partner, a romantic interest, and it doesn't look like you two will be back together for New Year's Eve. However, I do get the indication here that you will be together in 2019. With the 2 of Feathers in this deck, or the 2 of Swords, though, this is actually very much a maybe card in my book. So it's as if it's a decision that still needs to be made. It's still up to you. But in the upright, it's likely that we are currently on the path you're on now, leaning in the direction of, yes, you will be getting back together or be back together for 2019. It's sort of saying, if you choose, you can continue on this path where you do, I want to say, make up and bring this partnership back together for the coming year. The energy that they're bringing to the table is the 2 of Wands. So you've got 3 2s right in a row. 2, 2, 2. And 2 cards speaking about decision and direction, with the 2 of Wands covering them or representing them. Sorry about that, ads. And it's like they're currently in a space of deciding where they want to go in life, what they want to build. They haven't chosen which direction they want to go yet. For some of you, it can be that you have the sense that they're choosing between you and someone else. I don't really get that feeling from this, though. It may be, though, that is what's in your mind and heart. I think they're really just deciding what they want to do with their life in terms of their career, in terms of where they want to live, what they want to build, what they want to create in the world and share with the world of themselves, right? So that's the impression that I'm getting, and whether or not you two are together in 2019 will have a lot to do with that decision, but I do think that it's both of your decisions, and it's about both of your directions and what you want. And as I said, with the 2 of Feathers or the 2 of Air, 2 of Swords showing up in the upright, I do think that you're on a course, on a path where you will get back together as things stand right now. There's still a decision being made, but I think that it's leaning in the direction of, yes, you will be together in 2019, even though you will not, it doesn't look like you will be back together for New Year's Eve. And you are in a place of heartbreak about that. And I'm sensing that for some of you, that will influence your choice and your direction about whether or not you want to be with them in 2019. Because as I said, even though I don't actually get the feeling that they're choosing between you and another person, I really get the feeling that they're choosing between directions that they want to go in their life. Again, where they want to live, what kind of work they want to do, where they can do that work. I think that with this tear here and this heartbreak here, you may be thinking that they're choosing between you and someone else. And maybe for some of you specifically, they are. So it may be bothering some of you, like, it's just to think, like, if we're not going to be together on New Year's Eve, then I don't know if I want to take this into the new year, because I'm afraid that's because you want to be with someone else, right? So that's really radiating up out of the reading. that someone at least has the impression that it's a third-party situation, even though I'm not really getting that feeling. With the 2-2-2 right in a row, I'm getting the feeling that 2-2-2 may be particularly significant for you as you approach New Year's Eve and the new year. But also, this is probably a divine partnership and connection. Soulmate, maybe you're thinking twin flame since we have 2-2-2, soul match, life partner, any of those, really just a divine connection that I do think you're both looking to hold on to. And then here is the Seven of Fire from the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. This is your advice card, which to me is urging you to seek higher wisdom concerning this partnership and situation. It makes sense with the fact that it is likely a very divine partnership of some type, which doesn't always mean that they're meant to last, meant to stay together. But I think that that's the decision that you two are going to make, even though there are some really hurt feelings about New Year's Eve. So this card, we're reading from the Dreams of Gaia guidebook specifically. This card is urging you to take a look at moments that repeat, inexplicable coincidences. It's also reminding you that only you know the answer, and personal interpretation is crucial. So, take a look at the spread. I don't think I did this for the last one, but take a look at the spread. Personal interpretation is crucial. And you may specifically want to take a look at this card again. It doesn't really translate well on camera, but I love this deck, the SpirtSong tarot deck. This being the indication as to whether or not you will be together in 2019. For me, it's a likely yes, but it's still up to you all. You're still making the decision that will influence this. So yeah, take a look at those coincidences, look beyond the surface. See, she has this water in front of her and she's going to, intuit, divine rather. She's going to divine by gazing into that water, and it's asking you to look beyond the surface. And again, pay attention to inexplicable coincidences, moments that repeat, any feelings of recognition. Do you remember this person from another time, another place? And it's urging you to heed your intuition. A lot of you are either developing your intuition at this time or in need of developing your intuition at this time so that you can see the way forward and predict possible outcomes, it says. See and take notice of signs and messages, it says. There's little inexplicable coincidences and moments that keep repeating. Again, it repeats that for you. Trust in the knowledge that is stored within your unconscious mind. Only you know what something means for you specifically. Only you know if something or someone is right for you. Again, it says a need to actively develop or trust in your intuition and instincts at this time. Look around you, observe, speak to the cards if you do lay cards on a regular basis, and honor the truths revealed by going where your intuition leads you. And it also says here, you can seek guidance from another, but only you know your answers. So, for some guidance from another may be necessary, because often with a romantic partnership, we feel our intuition is clouded a little bit, right? It sometimes mutes what we can normally listen to in other situations concerning other people. And that may be much the position that you're in. As I said, I'll say one more time, I see a divine partnership. I see that likely you will be together in the new year, but that the decision is still in both of your hands, and that while you feel heartbroken, and maybe because you think there's someone else, I really think that you're sensing their energy of making a decision, and that decision is more likely about their life, their direction, where they want to live, etc. Okay, so that is reading number 2, and we'll move on to 3. The Companion, the King of Spirals. I accidentally said the Knight of Spirals at first, but this is the King of Fire, the King of Wands, the King of Rods. They are represented by the Queen of Swords. It does look like you'll be together in the new year. It does look like you will be together, well, it does look like you'll be together for New Year's Eve, and it does look like you'll be together in the new year. And then you have the Scribe in its reverse position as some advice for you two. So interesting combination here. We do have a king and a queen. The fire sign representing you, the air sign representing them. Even more specifically, a masculine fire sign energy representing you, and a feminine air sign representing them. So that may be particularly relevant for some of you. Maybe that actually is right on for the partnership that you're thinking of. It looks like I get the feeling that the two of you may be staying in together for New Year's Eve. Or one of you is in a position where it's going to require some strength, some mental, emotional, spiritual conditioning in order to bring the two of you together for New Year's Eve. So one message that I'm seeing here is that some of you that are represented here by the companion, the King of Spirals, while you are very social and charming and are probably very excited to celebrate New Year's Eve, you may have a tendency to party a little too much. This person it looks like this person is looking at this woman who sees the truth clearly is looking over at this need for strength. Now, upright strength is telling me that yes, you will be together for New Year's Eve, but it may be also saying that this other person is watching you and saying, you need to tame some desires this New Year's Eve, though. Maybe you imbibe a little too much, or they think that you do, or whatever you partake in. Maybe it's a little bit to excess, or they're expecting it to be a little bit to excess. So they may be looking at you sternly, saying, I see what you're doing. I'll be there. I'll be watching, sort of. Maybe not in such an overbearing way as I just put it forth, but maybe that's how it feels for some of you, and that may be why it came out that way. Or it may just be that, as I said, it requires some strength and some conditioning to get you two together for New Year's Eve. Maybe somebody has to give up something else that they wanted to do. Or the other message, the other way I see this is that you all are deciding together that you want to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, emotionally on New Year's Eve, meaning conveying to me that you want to celebrate by staying in together and just, sort of taking care of yourselves and each other and having an easy evening where you are tending to mind, body, and spirit. And that's not to say that you can't do the same going out. But so there are different details for different people who chose pile number 3, but all the same, it looks like yes, whatever you're doing, in, out, it does look like you will be together for New Year's Eve to ring in 2019. And then you have the Knight of Feathers, or the Knight of Air, Knight of Swords, noted as action and focus, giving us the yes to the question, will you be together in the new year? Upright, that's definitely a yes for me, giving me the impression that you both have some conviction about this connection. You're determined to keep it together. You may be trying to move a little bit quickly. So maybe this is a new connection, and the person that you will be seeing is saying that they want to take things. We're seeing that they want to take things slow with this taming of a desire here on New Year's Eve. They may not be ready to take things to the next level as you celebrate New Year's Eve together quite yet, if this is a new connection. because I see this hurried, rushed energy, the King of Wands, and then the Knight of Feathers, or the King of Spirals, and the Knight of Swords, however we're looking at it. But again, I do see, while some of you, one or the other, not necessarily you or them or both of you, while there is some tendency to rush this connection along, rush this relationship along, I do still see that, like I said, you will be together in the coming year. Even upright though, this energy can be a little reckless because they're trying to rush, right? And this energy in this deck in particular can be sort of sly, fast-paced and sly, like the fox pictured on the card. So there is a warning to heed about trying to rush things a little bit too much, both on New Year's Eve perhaps and in the new year. But all the same, I think you're a great complement, just like pile 1, because we have two active and masculine energies here. So it's likely that it could be both of you that are wanting to rush things, but simultaneously are recognizing that you do need to tame that desire to rush things along. For most people who chose this pile, not all, but for most, it is likely that we're looking at a new partnership, and it can be very successful, and you can complement each other very well, and you will be together on New Year's Eve, you will be together in the new year, and there's just a message of maybe checking your pace for some of you. But we'll see what the scribe has to add to that for us. We are on, the scribe is also more active, fast, masculine air energy. And actually, yeah, it's the 12 of air. It's the 12 of air, which is also what we would call the 12 of swords. So you've got the same card twice. Upright representing your yes, you'll be together in the 2019, but it's in its reverse, wanting to give you a piece of advice about that. So I think we've definitely hit home with some of that already, but we will read straight from the guidebook to give you some more advice. From the scribe. The scribe reverse symbolizes a need to keep your cards close and what you know to yourself. There is a chance that someone around you is only interested in harvesting your knowledge on a particular subject so that they can use the information that you have in order to better themselves. If it were a sharing of knowledge, it would be an opportunity for a great mutual exchange and meeting of the minds. However, when the scribe appears reversed, this is most likely not the case. It also signifies a need for you to censor yourself, even if there is no specific person seeking to benefit personally from your knowledge. You might be giving out too much personal information about yourself and be placing yourself at risk of someone taking advantage of the knowledge you share. Protect your personal and private information. It is far too easy for others to take advantage if you give them the means to do so without considering the risk and consequences. Okay, so for some, you're rushing in with this person in a way of telling them how much you feel for them already, and that could be why we're seeing this need to tame your desires on New Year's Eve. It may not be that you have a tendency to imbibe too much. It may not be that this person, for some of you, may not be that this person is watching you to see if you partake too much, but it may be that on New Year's Eve, as you're celebrating, you do end up imbibing a little too much, partaking in however you're celebrating too much, and then going ahead and sharing with them how much they mean to you, how much you like them, how excited you are for your future together, you know, how much you want to unfold ultimately with this person. And in doing so, you may be revealing too much truth. How well do you know this person? Is it a new connection? Is there a chance that this person may take advantage of you? And honestly, I have to say, if you don't know them that well, then yes, I can tell you, without knowing either of you, that there is a chance that this person could take advantage of you. If you haven't given yourself a chance to get to know them yet, right? So it could be that that's what's being rushed here. You may be trying to rush the connection and rush the evolution of the two of you by talking a little bit too much, giving away a little bit too much too soon about how much you like them, how much you feel for them. So if it's a new connection, definitely I think we're giving you the piece of advice here to just take it slow take it slow in every way, but take it slow with what you're saying to them in particular, with how much you're revealing about how you feel about them already this New Year's Eve. And that may mean, first and foremost, making sure you don't imbibe too much on New Year's Eve. You know, making sure you check yourself on how much you partake in the celebrations in that way, because you'll need to watch your tongue. If you're someone who feels like you're on the edge of spilling the beans about just how much you like them, don't tip yourself over the edge by drinking enough or whatever you do on New Year's Eve that it gives you the courage to share too much. And the strength card did show up as what was representing New Year's Eve. So you may down a few and think you have liquid courage, and it may actually end up being a reckless thing to do. You could potentially scare them off if it's a new partner, right? Although it does look like you will be together in the new year, but also like you may be rushing then as well. That's where we saw that reckless energy, right? So just take it slow if you chose pile 3. Take it slow on New Year's Eve and in general with that person if it's a new connection and you're looking to build. Okay, pile 4. Last one, we have Merlin, the hero, representing you. You may have Aries energy specifically, perhaps. The 6 of Pentacles is representing the person or people that you're thinking about. The 6 of Wands is giving us a yes, you will be celebrating together on New Year's Eve. And the Page of Crystals is giving us a yes, it looks like you will be together in 2019 as well. And then you have the Ace of Fire as a piece of advice here, which we will read straight from the Dreams of Gaia tarot guidebook just a little bit. But I do see 66. Could be particularly significant at this time, approaching the new year, or concerning this relationship that you're questioning in general. First of all, I see that you have all of the tools to manifest what it is that you want. So if you're coming into this reading wanting to be with this person on New Year's Eve, wanting to be with this person in the new year, you're able to make that happen. And clearly the path that you're on now, you're choosing to do so. That is what you are choosing to make happen. They're coming in with this energy of giving and taking equally, in a healthy way. The 6 of Pentacles can speak of charity. It can speak of knowing who to give to, and showing empathy for yourself and others, because you know that empathy nurtures your growth and their growth all around. What I'm catching from this here is that this person likely has a lot of options, maybe just options about, you know, what they could do on New Year's Eve, but also maybe potential partners, but they know who to give themselves to. And I'm getting the impression that though they have a lot of options, they know the right choice is you. And it looks like you'll have quite a celebration on New Year's Eve with the 6 of Wands representing that celebration. It's a card of victory, or a victorious feeling that you'll have about winning this person's affections, winning this person's plans on that evening, since, as I said, it looks like they have a lot of options. It's also a card of recognition, hard-won praise, and you feeling humbled and feeling changed. So I think all of those things are going to come along with this person choosing to be with you on New Year's Eve and in the new year, probably. It can be that some of you, you feel so victorious about being with them because it does change you. And maybe even the path that you're on to be with this person. And you do feel this sense of recognition, since they've clearly chosen this plan over other plans, or even you as a partner over other potential prospects and partners. Then we have the Page of Crystals, noted as ideas and discipline, in the position that tells us that yes, it looks like you will be together in 2019. So the Page of Crystals, or the Page of Earth, Page of Pentacles, Page of Coins, is an energy, a youthful energy, and an energy of a student, a scholar, someone who's learning, someone who's studying something, and also brings a message of security and a message of a plan or a need to plan. So I think what we're looking at is that the two of you have a really stable connection and relationship in 2019. I think that you're learning a lot about each other. You're learning a lot about relationships, maybe about love, if this is a romantic partnership. It's a young partnership, or your young energies in the partnership, or both. And there is a lot to learn, but with this equal give and take, and this sort of gratitude for one another's company that I see here, it does look like a secure connection nonetheless. It may be young, or you may be young, and there may be much to learn about being in a partnership in general, or being in this one in particular, and yet it looks secure. It looks like you're both willing to do that learning, that studying together about one another, about the connection, the partnership that you're engaging in or hoping to. And then with the Ace of Fire as your advice card, I do want to read just a little bit about that from the actual guidebook, as I said, and it'll give us some words of wisdom and some advice here. It speaks of new beginnings and opportunities. It speaks about actively pursuing your goals, taking advantage of what's being offered, moving beyond research and planning. Okay, so you two, while the spread shows us that you two may be in an energy of making plans together and learning about each other and learning about the relationship in 2019, you're advised to move even beyond that. To weave your future into being, to take something old and make it better. So some of you are coming back together with someone, if you chose for. It also advises that you may want to break with tradition and offer something new. And it reminds you that uncertainty inspires procrastination. So that may be, I'm not sure exactly how that applies for you specifically, but that may be relevant for some of you that chose pile 4. This card represents the power for and the necessity of taking the initiative and actively pursuing our goals. It is about taking advantage of the opportunities we are presented with, as opposed to thinking about it. Okay, so I'm getting this feeling that some are being advised not to take it too slowly, because this other person does have other options, right? Sorry, my battery's about to die. It's a good thing we're close to the end, right? It also says now, rather than following tradition, you may want to do something in a new way that offers a new approach. It suggests that you use your inventiveness. Again, take an old idea and make it better, or create something new and unique. So maybe you two are creating together, right? Learning about something together and creating something together, and it's inviting you to use your inventiveness and see about doing your learning, your creation in a new and different way, and making sure you're creating something unique. It ends by saying you are surrounded by so much potential at this time. This card represents passion and excitement. It is a time full of energy and life. Take advantage of this moment and the power it brings. So for a lot of you, it may be a really magical connection. You've got Merlin, you've got the Ace of Fire here. Maybe a really magical connection, a really magical time for you around New Year's Eve and moving into 2019. And you do need to take advantage of the opportunity to make this more than just a friendship, or more than... even more than just two people continuing along at a slow and steady pace, right? More than just the beginning stages of, like I said, learning about each other, learning about relationships. You may have an opportunity to really to grow something that's going to be a lot longer lasting, and as the card indicated, something very unique for the two of you. Some of you, that is the relationship itself that you're engaging in. For others, you know, this is just a friend and you are going to be creating something together. Certainly if it's a new connection, or if it's someone who's just a friend who you want to be more, definitely the advice is to take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of being with them on New Year's Eve. Take advantage of being with them in the beginning of the coming year. And if you're wanting it to be more, go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and let on. Go ahead and try to move it in that direction. You do, as you're told here, have all of the tools at your disposal to manifest whatever it is that you want. So don't doubt that. Don't question that. If you're feeling like this is meant to be more, then take a chance and put out there how you're feeling, and take advantage of this opportunity and try to make it more, because it looks like this is the perfect time for you to do so. Again, you may have specific Aries in your chart. There's a lot of fire here. They may have fire as well, but there's also earth energy. We could be talking about fire and earth specifically for some, but in any case, Mars moving into Aries on the 30th, the 31st, I think it is going to give us all the power to take action in the direction that we want, right? And you already have all the tools that you need. So, and you know, I think, what direction you want to take this. So, yeah, don't be afraid to take advantage of the opportunity. Don't be afraid to take a chance, tell them how you feel, or to make the connection even more than it already is if you're already with this person. Okay, so that was pile number 4. And that's all we have. I hope that answered your questions about whether or not you'll be with this person or these people on New Year's Eve and in the new year. Again, I thank you so much for liking and subscribing. If you haven't, if you do, welcome, lunatics. And I do love hearing how the readings resonated. If they did, let me know. And if you are interested in a private reading from me, yes, I do those. Just scroll down to the description box below, or email me at lunaticstarot@gmail.com. I love you all very much. Please make wise choices moving forward, and I will post another tarot fix for you very soon.